protect your, business, right? Because admin access has, 100% access to do anything, right? It has admin access called a super user, right? Admin access can do anything, right? Admin can do anything in the ID domain, okay? Even though it's not about the cybersecurity field, it's not about MDM, anywhere. If somebody has an admin access, means that user has a superpower, okay? That user can do anything, okay? Now, so how this CyberArk come into this place? Why we are learning this CyberArk, okay? Why there's a need of CyberArk, okay? Now, let's suppose you have joined one company, okay, let XYZ company you have joined, okay. Now, once you join that company, you got access that is called user access. I mean, one user ID and password. That after using that user ID and password, you can just log in into that system, okay. You have access to log in into that system, but that is not the admin access, okay. That user and password is only for to log in into your office laptop, okay. Now, let's suppose you are a part of database team, okay, or let's suppose you are a part of this MDM team, okay. Now, MDM has its own servers, right? Its own server, its own applications, okay. Now, access that server, we need admin access, because by using your laptop credentials, you are not able to access that server, okay. You need admin access, right? Now, the problem is, let's suppose we have a 10 members in a team, okay. So being a manager, I can't share this admin access to everyone, okay, because this user is a highly privileged user, okay. He he or she can do anything, okay. So so what CyberArk can do, so once you install the CyberArk into the environment, okay, CyberArk, you can upload that admin credential into the CyberArk, okay. Let me show you through the paint.
But your screen is not changing. Still, I can see only page number 1.
Okay, just that 1 minute. Let me share my entire. Share. Now, please let me know if my paint is visible to you.
Yeah,
Okay,
window is showing.
great. This is now my diagram. Basically, you can see that this is called Vault, okay. So Vault is basically a part of CyberArk, okay. Now we have 5 main component in CyberArk. CyberArk is a PAM tool. PAM means, what is the full form of PAM? That is called privilege access management. Okay. So CyberArk is a PAM tool which helps to manage privilege accounts and monitor the accounts. Okay. So basically, CyberArk we are using to manage previous credentials and to monitor those accounts. Okay. So now what happened? Let's suppose my Sandeep, I am working in a morning shift. Okay. You are working in a night shift. Okay. Now we both are using same credential. Okay. Let's suppose XYZ admin credential. Okay. We are using this credential and password is UTX. Okay. Now we are using these credential, okay, XYZ and UTX to log in into one of the critical server, you can say database server, okay. We both are using this credential XYZ and UITX password to log in into this database server called DBA. Now what happened? Uh, my shift is over between 9 to 5. Now after 5 p.m. I have hand over to you. Okay, this credential. Now during night shift, okay, during night shift, you did something or you have done something there in that server. Okay. Now that that incident has happened. Okay. Now being a manager, okay, being a manager is tough to identify who has done this thing. Okay, I mean that malicious thing, either you or me. Okay, because let's suppose that I am not agreeing with my statement that I have done nothing. You are not agreeing your statement that you have done nothing. Okay, now for manager, it's tough to identify who has done this thing. Okay, who did this thing in the server. Okay, now to identify. Okay, to identify any malicious activities into that server, we are using CyberArk. Okay, so with the help of CyberArk, we can monitor the task. Okay, we can monitor the task that whether whether these whosoever is whatever the thing is going on into that server, we can monitor it. Okay, we like in CyberArk there is a one component that is called PSM. Okay, privileged session management. It works like a CCTV. Okay, so this component helps to monitor all the things whatever the things it's going on into that server. Okay, and at the same time, let's suppose at the same time in that server, multiple users have been logged in. Okay. So that PSM has a ability to monitor all the session into that CyberArk. Okay. And what into that server. So whatever the activity is going on into that server, we can monitor that activities with the help of PSM server. Okay. So basically, this is what I have covered. A privileged account is any account that has a capability to that has a capability to change or impact the operational services of business process. Okay, now there are different examples of privilege account like administrator account, Windows server, root on a Linux server. Okay, assist user on an Oracle database. There's a if somebody is from network team, sure he can understand there is a one enable on Cisco device. Okay, there's one service account. Okay, so these are the things that's come under your CyberArk. Okay, please let me know if somebody has any type of confusion.
One question.
Hmm.
Hi, this is Arshad.
Yeah.
Can we use a single session for, single CyberArk account for two sessions? Like I've used CyberArk before. So,
Mm-hmm.
if I have logged into an account, use the credentials which are given.
Mm-hmm.
So, can two people use the same account simultaneously?
There are options that single people can, that single credential can use multiple people. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
in CyberArk, there is a one master policy. There is a one policy that is what happens if somebody has logged in at that particular time. Okay. So it's not allowed to log in the second person with using that same credential. Okay,
Right.
we can apply that policy into that account that if somebody has already using that credential, so nobody can I mean nobody can use that credential at that particular time. Okay, so that is a different thing. I mean that is a different thing, but usually it's happened that yes, in the same time, multiple people can use that single credential at the time.
Yeah, I have faced this issue. We used to have 10 accounts, and
Hmm.
whenever I used to log in, all the 10 were taken. So I have to wait for someone to release the session.
Hmm.
And once the session is released, then only I can use the account.
Yes, yes, that is called just-in-time access. Have you heard about that,
Right,
right? Right.
right.
That is called just-in-time access. At that particular time, only single person can use that credential. Okay, nobody can use that credential at that time. Okay, great. Anybody else has anybody question? I mean, any question? Great. So privilege access management, here you can see that, right? Basically, what is the rule of that privilege access management? So whenever, somebody has joined that company, okay, the best practice in cybersecurity is you can give the least access to that user, okay? It depend on the role. Let's suppose if somebody has joined as a, L2 engineer or L3 engineer, or somebody has joined as a principal consultant, it depend on the role. But as a CyberArk security engineer, I can say that best practices, you can give as much as least privilege access to any user. Okay, that helps to secure your, your whole environment. Okay, basically, even a single mistake can do a big thing, right, in the real environment, the production environment. So it's always suggested to please give a least privilege access as much as possible to any users. Okay, just like, just Arshad mentioned, right? So it happened in the cyber security also, that single person can use, single credential can use multiple people. But to avoid this thing, first thing, you have to never share your credential to anyone. Okay, even if it's very your close colleague or whosoever, please do not share your credential to anyone. The second thing is, whenever you logged into that server, okay, just try, you have a separate session. Okay, do not sit with anyone who can see your credential, or who can, so there is called shoulder watching thing. Okay, who can see your thing. So there are lots of things, I will explain you in the letter. Okay, so but the best practice is you should give as much as least, access to anyone. Okay, being a cyber engineer. Okay, this is called the cyber privilege access management. Now, why we are using this CyberArk? Okay, so basically ensure that only the required level of access required. That's what I was talking about. The required level of access to as per their role. Okay, if somebody has, L1, if somebody has joined as L1 engineer, just give him read access. Okay, because being an L1 engineer, that engineer doesn't need any type of write access or any type of access that he can or she can do in that production. Okay, big thing. So it's totally depend on the roles and dependency, so that according to that you can give the access to that users. Okay. Before that, let me show you what are the credentials, what are the main components of CyberArk. Okay. So basically, the first component is called digital vault. Okay. What is digital vault? Let me show you. It's not coming here. Okay, great. So this is called vault. Okay. And here is called safe. Okay. So what happened? Let me explain you in a layman language what is vault. So let's suppose uh, there is a bank called Punjab Bank. Okay, so vault act as a like a bank. Okay, in bank, everybody has their locker, right? So that locker in cyber term we call safe. Okay, this is called safe. Okay, this is safe. Okay, let me show you. Vault act like a bank, and safe act like a safe act like your locker. Let me show you CyberArk page. So basically what happened in Vault, in bank, we have different safe. Okay. Let's suppose someone is from Windows team, someone is from database team. Okay. Someone is from Unix team. Okay. Now to avoid, to avoid the accessibility, I don't want that, Windows team can access locker of, locker of Unix team, and Unix team can access locker of database team. Okay. So to avoid this thing, we have a term called safe. Okay. Now in CyberArk, what happened? We are segregating the access. Okay. So that Windows team can only access their safe. Okay. Their locker, or your Unix team can access, their locker only, that Windows safe locker only. Okay, database can only access their database safe only. Okay, so these are the things. That is how we can prevent, any malicious activities, or we can just save our credential. Okay, so basically, what happened? Whatever the admin credential we have, okay, admin credentials we have, or root equivalent to admin credentials, any accounts. Okay, admin credential, any account equivalent. Okay. So what happened? The first thing we have to onboard. Okay. Onboard. I will show you how we are onboarding. We have to onboard all these credentials into CyberArk. Okay. We have to onboard all these credentials into CyberArk. Let me show you how it looks like. So this is called Vault. Okay. Vault, that what I have told you. Vault is act like a bank. Okay. This lab I have created in my virtual machine. I will share you all this thing during our training. This page, we are calling this page as a PBWL. I will explain you what is PBWL and everything. Okay. Okay. See guys, so these are accounts I have onboarded into CyberArk. So, so this is how I've created a safe for every account. Okay. So these are the safes. Okay. So basically what I was talking about the safe. So in this safe, we will onboard their accounts. Okay. Let's suppose my account is Sandeep whatsoever. Okay. Sandeep SS. So first thing as a CyberArk engineer, you have to create a safe. Okay. Into that safe, we can onboard these accounts. And how we are onboard these accounts? I will explain you and once you join this session, I will teach you everything, how we can onboard these accounts, how we can deploy any type of policies, okay, that users can use, only one users can use that credential at that time, okay? So, so basically, I have just used that, PBWA page, okay, to log in into that CyberArk, okay? So being a normal user, you don't have access to log in into the vault. Okay, you can log in into the vault using the help of PBWA. This is what PBWA is. Okay, so this is what PBWA is. By using that, we can log in into CyberArk. Okay, I will show you what is address, platform ID, safe, why we are using these all these things. I will show you. Okay, during our training. No. Next thing that is called CPM. So basically, what is the role of CPM? So these are the main components of CyberArk. Okay, without these components, CyberArk will not work. Okay, we can't do anything without these components. Okay, so these are the mandatory components that are needed in CyberArk. Okay, and once you will join this session, this training, I will share you the software. Okay, we have a software where we can deploy all these CyberArk CPM, privilege session, all these things. Okay. And what are the roles? Okay. How we can use these component into the CyberArk? I will explain you everything. Okay. So basically, this CPM is what is that? That is called Central Policy Manager. Okay. So whatever the password, okay, for example, that I have showed you in the initial stage, okay, this password UTXYZ, okay, we are going to onboard this admin credential into the CyberArk, okay, and by using CPM we can manage the password, okay, we can set the policy that this password can change in 7 days, this password can change in 9 days, this password can change in 10 days, like that we can set the password also, okay. And how it works. Okay. So basically, I hope you guys are now able to understand why we are using this CyberArk. Okay. So for example, this is my target device. Target device means this is the server where you want to log in. Okay. Now to log in into the server, okay, we are using RDP. If you guys know remote desktop, okay, RDP, we are taking RDP. Okay. Now by using this CyberArk, okay, this vault, okay, let's suppose this is your target server. Okay, if you want to log into the target server, first thing what you have to do, you have to log in into the CyberArk. Okay, this is called CyberArk. This is your CyberArk. Okay, first thing you have to log in into CyberArk. Okay, then what CyberArk will do? CyberArk will then fetch the password. Okay, your user credential, whatever the CyberArk you have onboarded into that CyberArk, it will fetch your credential. Okay, user ID and your password. Okay, it will fetch your password. Okay, once you logged into the CyberArk, and how you can log into the CyberArk, there is one concept called LDAP. Okay, LDAP. So basically all the our credential, all the our user IDs creation has been done into the AD Active Directory. Okay. And by using LDAP, we can integrate LDAP with CyberArk. Okay. So after that, what happened? So AD, I hope you guys know about AD Active Directory. Okay. AD and CyberArk can communicate to each other. Okay. They both can communicate to each other. Okay. Now, by using this AD credential, you can log in into CyberArk. Okay. Now, once you logged in into CyberArk, let's suppose if you want to use this credential, okay, XYG admin credential, okay, XYG, and you want to log in to use this credential, what happened? You have to click here, okay? For example, I will show you here. Let's suppose this is the admin credential, okay? Okay, this is the local admin credential. If I want to use this one, I have to click on the connect, okay? I have to click on the connect. You have to put the reason why you are going to use this server, okay? Test, for example, okay? You can click on that connect button. Then there is one RDP session we will get this RDP session, okay? By using this connect button, you can connect your target server. Okay, you don't need to put your admin credential here. Just log in into CyberArk, where you can show your that server will be visible into your CyberArk. Okay, and you have to just click on that server. Let's suppose you have to let's select that credential and click on the connect. Okay, and you are easily able to log in into that particular target server. Okay. Now, once you have logged in into that particular server, what happened? You are in CCTV mode. Okay. Whatever things you are going to do into that CyberArk, this PSM can, record that session. Okay. That record that session live. Okay. Whatever the things you are going, let's suppose you are logged in till 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. How many hours you have been logged in into that particular server? This PSM can, record all your activities, okay, and also monitor your activities, okay. And once you had logged out into that particular from that particular server, then what happened after that? CPM just store that data, okay, just store your recording, and it will transfer to your digital vault, okay. That all the recording will transfer to your digital vault, and the digital vault is a secure uh, place where all your recordings, all your activities has been recorded here, I mean stored here. Okay. So once you have logged out into that particular server, then that PSM what it will do, it will record your session, it will save that session, and it will pass it to the digital vault. So in future, if somebody has any concern regarding that, if any malicious activities have been detected into that particular server, that with the help of that recording, we can detect who did whatever the things, who did this malicious activity, and what happened during that time. Let's suppose during night time or morning time, we can record that session. Okay, we can see that session. Okay, and the next thing that is called PTA. If somebody, let's suppose uh, somebody trying to from the external, not internally, externally, if somebody tried to do some malicious activity, okay, let's suppose if somebody got your privileged account access, okay, and that users trying to do some malicious activity. So PTA is basically it's an alarm, okay. It will once it detect any malicious activity, it will generate one log, activity log, okay. It will generate some activity log, and it will pass it to the vault, CyberArk vault, and CyberArk admin will get that pop up that some malicious activity has been detected. So with that, what happened? That CyberArk admin credential will log in into that particular server, because CyberArk admin has access for all the server. Okay, he can log in into any server. Okay, and he can detect that thing. He can watch that activity, whatever the thing has been done, and he can just remove that malicious activity. Okay, he can stop that malicious activity. So this is how CyberArk work. So if somebody has any type of question or confusion, please ask me.
So this is a confusion. The
Mhm.
CyberArk is just an app, so we need to install on Gem server.
No. So
Not wrong.
basically, CyberArk is an application, correct? CyberArk is an application, and there are two types of CyberArk. Okay. So earlier, when I started, there that time only it was on premises. Okay. So I'm using this VMware where I have upload this CyberArk. Okay. Install this CyberArk. But nowadays, cloud option is also available. Okay. In that case, what happened? This vault and let me show you. This vault and PVW access has only with CyberArk, what you can CyberArk employee with only CyberArk employee. We can't do anything. Okay, being a CyberArk administrator, we can't do anything. Okay, we have only this CPM access, PSM access, and PT access, but this digital vault and PVW access with CyberArk employee only. Okay, with CyberArk engineer only. So now this is the concept of CyberArk cloud. But if the cloud has need to deploy in the on premises means as a physically, then we have to do it, on a physically server. Basically, this CyberArk digital vault, this need a very spacious, space like 500 or 1000 terabyte like that. Okay, depend on the how many user accounts you have in that environment. Okay, so according to that, we need to install this CyberArk Digital Vault into that particular server. Okay. And only CyberArk admin has access to log in into that vault. Apart from CyberArk admin access, nobody has an access to log in into this digital vault.
So just consider, so CyberArk, it's hosted in cloud. So which cloud?
AWS.
Only AWS. Okay, it's hosted in cloud.
Yeah.
So the CyberArk admin can able to log into the CyberArk, and he can he can mount all whatever servers. So
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
in the production, so he can mount into that.
Yes, correct,
So
correct.
as I'm admin, so I just wanna access some one one SQL server. So I need to log into the CyberArk.
Hmm.
Help of CyberArk, I need to access SQL admin.
That, correct, correct. That is how I show you here.
Okay.
So,
No.
let,
Wait. Okay. So that
hmm,
means, so whatever I'm logging into CyberArk, it should be with my credential or
yes.
my credentials only, right?
Yes, your credentials only. So, and that credential is your AD credential. Okay. That is not your admin credential.
Okay. So
Got
this,
your,
yeah, one more thing. So now, we have 10 people. So
hmm,
everybody know that this standard account uh, ID and password. So with the help of that, we can able to access SQL Server.
no. Now tell me, now explain me one thing.
Mm,
With your ideal password, ID and password, your ID and credential, you can only log in into CyberArk.
mm,
Okay. With the help of
Okay,
that,
I guess Sandeep, I can answer that question because I've used it. So, hey Shabir, I guess Sandeep is want to say is because when I used to log into CyberArk, it was a web-based application where I log into the CyberArk URL. I use my own credentials, which I use in the company. Once I'm into the application, I see the portal. Then, with my own AD credentials, then I get the list of privilege account, and those
yes,
privilege account, using that only I can log into the servers, be it a database, be it any server. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sandeep.
yes. Anshit, correct. You are correct. That's what I wanted to show you. Okay. So basically, this is your PBWA page. Okay. So that was Arshad was talking about. Okay. You can let me show you how it works in a minute. Now, this URL you will get from your CyberArk engineer side. Okay. Whosoever is going to give you this URL. Now there are two options. One is LDAP and other is CyberArk. Okay. Being a CyberArk engineer, I have access to use this CyberArk and I can log in by my using admin credential, not AD credential, my admin credential. Okay.
mm,
But being a normal user, that normal user need to use this LDAP credential. Okay.
mm.
Now, when you click in this LDAP credential, you have to put your AD credential here only. Okay. Your ID and credential, that what you are talking about. You can click here and log in into that AD credential. So let me show. Let's suppose this is your AD credential. Okay. Instead of administrator, you have something XYZ, whatever. Okay. And now By using your LDAP credential, you have been logged in into CyberArk. Okay, got my point? Now, let's suppose if you want to use, yeah, I have not onboarded any server, but for example, okay, just take an example. This Aku33 is your any server, SQL server. Okay, now, so there are button called connect. Okay, you clicked on that connect button. Okay, you have to just put the reason here. Okay, for example, any activity or whatsoever. Okay, test. And here you have to put your target server of your IP. For example, your database server IP 192.190 or dot 01 or 2 something, whatever. Okay, you can put this IP here. Okay, now you can, when you click on that connect. Okay, so what happened? You here this RDP server will download. Okay. Now here you don't need to put any admin or database credential here. Okay. Now this admin role or whatever the system role has been removed from here. Okay. You don't need to put any type of credential or any type of admin credential or any type of database credential to use this server. Okay. Once you open this RDP, you are able to use that server. Okay. This is how CyberArk work. Now, what happened once you logged into that server? Now PSM, okay, privileged session management can record your session. That PSM knows that whosoever XYG from the AD credential he logged into that server, and he can whatever he is going to do in that server, PSM can record all the activities. Got my point?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody else any concern, any question? Okay. So nowadays, current CyberArk version we are using, that is called 14.4 version we are using right now. Okay. This is the latest version in the market that everyone is using. Okay. So in this training session, I will show you how to install all the component, how to create CyberArk lab, and the same thing you have this same whatever the step you are going to perform to implement this CyberArk into that VM. The same process is applicable in the production also. Okay. The only thing is little bit changes in the requirement or size and whatever the server size and those things that I will tell you how you can manage these things. And but the process will be the same how you are going to deploy the same CyberArk into the environment, how that we are going to perform into this VMware. Okay. So everything will be the same. Then I will show you the operation also. Okay, how you can troubleshoot the problems, how many types of how many types of problem you are getting into the production. Okay, that I will show you all type of use cases. And there are some automation also. We can automate some tasks, daily BOE tasks we can automate. So I will show you by using a PowerShell script how we can automate this task. Okay, these things we can cover into this training. Yeah. So if anybody has any type of question, please ask me. Otherwise, we can continue once we'll register in this training. We will continue by next week. Okay, I think silence means good. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you for joining this session.